be counted amongst the living today, having seen the month of January, and today is the last day in the month of July. What can we say than to say thank you, Jesus, for granting us this privilege to be alive in the land of the living. And I hope you feel the same way. Thank you so much for always waking up with us on Good Morning Anambra Show. My name is Nonye Nwokoye, welcoming you to the show today. As usual, we take off with a press review. All right, good to have you on the press review. It's a time we look at some of our national dailies and see stories making their headlines, and of course, stories trending on ABS website. But we begin today, by letting you know that it's the First Lady's birthday, the First Lady of the state, Mrs. Soludo, Nonye Soludo, celebrating his 53rd birthday today. And we're so delighted, to celebrate her on Good Morning Anambra Show today. I'm welcoming my guest, Samuel Ololo, to the studio. Samuel, how are you this morning?
Good morning, Nonye. Good morning, Anambra. It's good to have us here.
All right, and how does it feel, to celebrate the First Lady of Anambra State today?
I suppose Anambra State will be happy. Because, first of all, let me say happy birthday to Her Excellency, Nonye, your namesake.
Nonye, and I hope our cake will come.
I hope so too. They are the #1 family in Anambra State, and Asna Onye Feze Eze Royaka. So we are celebrating the family at this period, wishing her long life and prosperity. And we know the significant roles women play, not just in the lives of every family, also in the community and in the society. We are encouraging her to strengthen that role, to try to be a watchdog to the husband too, and make herself more accessible.
Yes, and much more that she started this program, Healthy Living with Nonye Soludo, having seen her so many places, exercising and all whatnot. I think everybody should take a cue, because the way things are going in the society today, feeding alone is not going to keep you healthy.
Generally, both in Anambra State, just not happening only in Anambra State, Nigeria, our mental health has been threatened a lot. So if there are things we can do to ensure that we are always on check, I think it's a welcome development. We need to be healthy. We need to have ourselves in order first before we talk of whatever academic success, any other thing you can think about. So let's say today that she's celebrating her birthday, she should also use it to carry out her retrospect, to know what has happened so far in Anambra State, because we need every hand that we can get to make sure that Anambra and Anambrians succeed.
All right, we'll move on now. Let's see stories making their headlines on the first paper for review this morning. The Daily Sun newspaper. Let's see stories trending on the Daily Sun newspaper. In front of the Daily Sun, we have the banner headlines there. NLC adamant on mass action strike. We have 2 riders there. Says no going back on August 2 date. Dispatches officials to zones for final mobilization. Carlo, others plead for suspension of action. And we also see finally DSS allows Nnamdi Kanu access to a private doctor. Coalition of pro-Biafra groups backs IPOB leader on order to end sit at home. Northern group calls for protest over hunger in region. And for 3 years running, Zenith Bank named best commercial bank in Nigeria. We say congratulations to them, and that's they are receiving placard from the picture in front of the Daily Sun. LP faults choice of ministers. Witty Rider says Nigeria deserves better than recycled forces. Vows to challenge submission of incomplete list. All right, that's the much we have in front of the Daily Sun newspaper. Ololo.
Let me say clearly that one thing that today's newspaper writer is talking about is just portraying the state of the nation. Everything is protest, protest, protest. I no go agree for this. I won't accept this. This is unacceptable. That is just what everything is saying. Now, let me take them bit by bit. The NLC, Nigeria Labour Congress. The question now is, if you go out to the street and ask an average Nigerian, what is your feeling like? Nobody will tell you that they are happy. Even those ones who were playing the ostrich, the reality has dawned on them. And they know that it's not business as usual. Even though the government keeps telling us that this is just austerity measures. The current president, when he was talking, he said we are allowed to take a baby step walk before things get better. Yeah, Nigerians have always been patient.
But I think in the whole thing, don't you think there should be drastic measure? Because the state of mental health of Nigerians, as we speak, is being threatened.
So when you talked about Her Excellency, Mrs. Nonye Soludo, going about the health with Soludo program that you talked about, the healthy living and other programs. So the thing now is, before now, Nigerians have always known that nobody takes care of our mental health. You're always on your own. Right from when I was born, through my secondary school, through my university, your mental health, nobody talks about it. There was a time Nigerians started killing themselves. These are as a result of break at the mental health. So now let's bring it back to what the Labour Congress is saying. Ordinarily, we keep crying that we want institutions, strong institutions that should protect not just the country, but the citizens of the country. And I would say, if you take a street rally and ask people, a survey now, ask people what are their feelings, nobody is happy really of what is happening in Nigeria. So if you ask them further, do you want NLC to go on strike? People will say it's long overdue. But the question now is strike really the best thing? Because what we are looking at...
Strike, after strike,
how will you manage strike?
Let's hold it there. We'll take a short break at this point. After now, we continue with the press review. Please do stay with us.
Party chairs to the Mother Teresa of our time, Mrs. Frances Chukwunonyelum Soludo, as she clocks 53 years. The management and staff of Anambra Broadcasting Service heartily felicitates with the wife of the governor of Anambra State, Mrs. Frances Chukwunonyelum Soludo, as she clocks 53 years on 31st July 2023. Thank God for the gift of such a beautiful soul like you as a worthy partner to complement your heartthrob. Professor Charles Chukwuma Soludo Odenibo Agwata has he strives towards developing Anambra State to an enviable height. You have proved the fact that behind every successful man must be a good, focused and understanding woman. You are such an Amazon of compassion, full of milk of human kindness, empathy and love for the less privileged. Indeed, you are a special breed, team player, bridge builder, a beautiful soul and a blessing to humanity. We pray God to consolidate the good health you now enjoy, as well as guide, protect and keep you in excellent spirit and longevity. Congratulations and happy birthday, Mama Anambra. Mirigulegu, Mrs. Frances Chukwunonyelum Soludo.
Great news for Anambra Broadcasting Service ABS audience. You can now watch ABS television through any of these ways.
Buy a terrestrial antenna and connect to your television. Search ABS Channel 24 Oka or ABS Channel 27 Onitsha. Install StarTimes cable decoder and search ABS Channel 113. Install Metro Digital cable decoder and search ABS Channel 29.
Watch ABS TV on your smart TV or smartphone by downloading Anambra Broadcasting Service app on Google Play Store. Also watch via ABS Facebook page at ABS Radio Television and ABS YouTube page at ABS Television Oka.
ABS TV is now also on satellite. You can watch us from anywhere in Nigeria and other African countries. Simply install ViewSat TV decoder or any other free-to-air decoder and tune into channel 0031.
Whichever option you choose, stay abreast of breaking news, documentaries, children's shows, talk shows, comedy, sports, movies, and lots more on your darling TV station.
For adverts and program sponsorship, sponsorship. Contact 0803-388-8526 or 0806-883-9902. ABS, Heartbeat of the East.
Welcome back to the press review. We've been joined now by Ozo Ekemeze. Good to have you, Ozo, and welcome to Good Morning Anambra show today.
A very good morning, members of the cruise, and the viewers at home or anywhere you are. Just please join us for us to continue to see what we have in National Tabloid.
All right. Now, before Ozo came in, Ololo, we were talking about the state of the nation. You know, the riders on virtually all the stories we've read out on the Daily Sun, and the call for strike by the NLC. And of course, I know that a lot of people are going to join this strike because and this time around, everybody is bearing the brunt of what is going on in the nation.
Yeah, so, and I know NLC is calling that it's going to be on August 2nd.
2nd, which is Wednesday.
Is 2 days time.
Wednesday, yes.
This, that first.
Yes.
That's okay. That's on Wednesday. 2 days
on
time,
Wednesday.
really. Yeah. For me, we have done a lot of interventions in the primary healthcare sector.
Okay.
And we know the state of health of many Nigerians because of what the economy has thrown them into, because of hunger. Of course, you know, hunger comes with a lot of diseases and a lot of accompanying issues. So I'm just trying to imagine when things were all right, how the state of health at the primary healthcare centers have been compared to when they go on strike. And I know the doctors are also threatening to join for that strike action. And mind you, the doctors are already on strike because of their minimum wage and their living wage conversation that they have, dialogue that they're having with the government. It is an unfortunate situation that we have found ourselves. And we know that whenever there are things, conversations around strike and striking, it comes to a lot of politics. But the NLC has the onus to ensure that Nigerians are well taken care of by the government. Once they keep quiet, I bet you the politicians, in quote, would use Nigerians for a ride. But my own suggestion now is they should not just declare strike. They should bring up measures to ensure that Nigerians don't, nobody hijacks it, and then for maybe hoodlums and to begin to use it
to degenerate into something else.
To steal, like what happened in Adamawa yesterday. There was no strike yet. Citizens on their own.
I saw that.
Broke warehouse.
Carrying food.
Now the question is: so government even have food relief in their warehouse, and citizens are dying. Citizens are suffering. They are really in pain. I'm thinking the government really needs to be proactive in this kind of situations. We have this is what we can provide now, and quickly, and not storing it there, not trying to make excuse for the citizens. But the thing is, come next tomorrow, let us see if the labor will keep to their words.
All right, quickly also, there are other stories in front of that Daily Sun. ECOWAS giving Niger Republic coupists 1 week to reinstate Bazoum as president, may use force, shuts borders with member states. Polls court fixes tomorrow for adoption of Atiku Obi's petition against Tinubu INEC. Tinubu appoints special investigator to probe CBN amid Emefiele's trial. Orders Baze to report to him directly. Southeast South lose 2.8 trillion in 3 years to non-state actors, military, police, extortion, inter-society, bringing up this report. A lot of stories in front of the Daily Sun. Which one are you taking up?
I will take few of them in summation. Okay. First of all, from what my brother was saying about the strike issue, you know, it is so pathetic that in a country whereby corruption,
you know, a lot of things happening at the same time.
Yes, a lot of in a country whereby corruption has become an endemic, okay, turning to pandemic, and it may spread as epidemics, and that is what we are having now. That you can see that leaders are not even after the masses. How come in a country the senators are appropriating themselves what we call hardship allowance or rope allowance. Okay, myself and the senators who are in hardship, the poor woman that's selling bitter leaf at a coca and person that is in Abuja who is in hardship, among two of them who is in hardship, and you say hardship allowance. Okay, then which means that you that are rich are continuing to be more rich and the poor become more poorer. No wonder Senate President, who doesn't even win primary election, we have made Senate President and say that so that the poor will have a breath. It's an insult. It's making us to be as what call it, a puppet. So you see, electing leaders, the problem of Nigeria is what do you call it, collective, okay, leadership failure over the years, and that's what we are happening now. Going to strike. It's not even is this today that start going to strike? As we go, LSU we go. Even Arewa youth say they're going to start strike tomorrow, on Thursday. On Thursday, Arewa youth they will start strike in the whole northern region because of high cost of fuel. You see, because they are feeling the pain. Who is in hardship? Is it the Senate President in hardship, or members of Senate in hardship, or House of Rep? Who are they in hardship? Who are them that go to their wardrobe? We are going to even buy newspaper allowance. All these things is bogus. What you call it? Allocation to the members of the House of Assembly. You see, not knowing that the people that are the downtrodden are supposed to be allocated this thing. 500 billion you bring to share. Why sharing the money? I'm saying that the National Assembly should return that 70 billion back to Tinubu. Then the judges, the judiciary will return that 35 billion. Why are you sharing the money to them? They is sharing 8,000 naira to 12 million households, okay, which is 96 billion. You see, they're going to share 96 billion to 12 million people, and not less than 500 and something person are taking 70 billion. What you imagine? So we talk about corruption. You see, then coming to what we have there over there, ECOWAS warning that the people that are in Nigeria, the president that took over from the coup, we now turn the man that they had disposed from power within 7 days. It's laughable. Okay, in as much as we don't support coup in all this in African region or even in the world, but those who make peace, okay, inevitable will make violence inevitable. You see, what is the cause of the coup? Not even the action himself. Okay, we always want to deal with the action, not the cause.
That's addressing the root.
Yes, that the God destroyed the world. It's not even the problem of destroying the world. It is why God destroyed the world in the first place, because there is disobedience of man to his own laws. Okay, then what did they take you in Nigeria, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Guinea? Why is there coup? It's because of people are suffering. Look at the person that organized the coup in Nigeria have given the finance minister, okay, 24 hours, okay, to bring all the stolen money, or he faced execution by firing squad. Yesterday, people are throwing stone to the ministers, burning their cars, okay, even breaking their heads. If their cars were damaged.
Seems they've had it up here.
Yes, they had it, so they don't have any bread again. So they are supporting even the coup, what do you call it, plotters, because the masses see that the whole people are suffering. So the cause of that particular coup is bad leadership. Until we don't bad leadership, okay.
Which other states should look
reply,
at and take a cue?
the ECOWAS president, ECOWAS chairman, that his government is illegitimate. So he's not going to listen to him. That's what he told him. Okay? So when we're talking about this thing, is that the cause of the coup is not the action. Now the coup has happened in Niger. People are, what they're going to hear in Sefeni. That's fine. All of us will do this thing. This is what we are seeing in not only in Nigeria, but in African context. So what I'm trying to say is that people should focus to bring democratic dividend to the masses. If you are being elected into power,
in other words, other state actors, other African countries should look deeply or inwards to see that what you actually highlighted, that's looking at the root cause of the coup or what happened, so that it will not be a recurrence to other nations of the world.
Because if you continue to have this bad leadership in the country, it will continue to happen.
Okay, okay, let's run. Let's see stories making the headlines in front of the Daily Times newspaper. On the Daily Times, you see state APC chieftains question Tinubu governors intensify lobby. That's concerning the ministerial list. And now ECOWAS gives Nigeria out copies. Okay, we've seen that before. How domestic airlines are addressing over $2 billion capital flight. Court orders Okowa government to account for 200 billion naira UBEC funds. We tried as they will appeal, says ex-governor's camp. It's work of enemies, Delta State government talking. Okay, and okay, let's see. Ministerial list. Let's look at the ministerial list. State APC chieftains question Tinubu governors intensify lobby. I think Labour Party is actually also questioning the list in front of the Daily Sun newspaper we saw.
Labour Party is questioning that 28 ministers instead of the statutory 36 or more that should be sent in by the president was just sent in. You know, for me, during the last administration, it took him close to 6 months before he assembled his ministerial, ministers, before he brought out his list. And when we saw the list, we knew there was nothing in this. Currently, also, the current administration that is in power, from the persons he has appointed, personally, I don't see any headway for Nigeria. We were expecting technocrats. We are expecting people who have made names devoid of politics, but we are still in that same patronage system of, well, if he's just trying to compensate people who Nigerians know. For crying out loud, we know these people, even if we cannot talk to them face to face, but we know social media has made things closer to us. We know people who have given us promises that they have failed. These are the people that they are still giving ministerial positions. It's unfortunate that for us to think that something good is coming out of Nigeria, we still have a long way to go for those who are really thinking that.
All right, okay.
You know, the list, 28 ministers that Tinubu submitted to the National Assembly, you see, like you see in the first regime of the Mr. Muhammad Buhari, it took him 6 months. In the second regime, he submitted the list under 3 months, that is 24th July, he submitted the list, make it 40, okay? So there is Minister of State, you see, they can still go and extend the ministers, you see, to make it a statutory requirement of all the states must have representation. That is not even what we're talking about. We're talking about those that are appointed. They are recycling machine or being. What I'm saying now, you don't have what can you expect any good thing from them? If they did not, all of them, none of them have submitted their, their assets and their ability to the conduct of Brew. No. It is rule. Even the Senate president that are screening them.
Before the 25th February election, you remember what happened? Yes. And you were here when we talked about that the president, somebody that is going to be the president, did not do that.
Must go and submit his assets.
But he never did. We never heard of it.
Code of Conduct Bureau. So that we know those what he have and those that say, most of them have incurred a serious debt to the state. Okay, and they want to transfer it to the, as being a minister from there to loot. That was talking about corruption. So you see that the Senate president that is sitting there, WBO, are screening orders. Why you have not tell us what you have or what you are owing? Telling the Delta State government to account for 200 billion. He said, I upload the court judgment. Let it circulate to all the whole taxi governors in Nigeria. They should come and account for what they have already done. Okay, if you don't face it, you go to jail. In China, if you caught you in corruption, they will kill you. In Japan, if you be corrupt, you kill yourself. In Europe, if they caught you in corruption, they will jail you. The same thing in America. But in Africa, we bring person for election. We present him for election. That's what's happening in Africa. So now, you see that these people that have rooted all these things are bringing them as a minister. What do you expect them to do? Okay, it's not for them to continue where they stop. After all, the president himself promised that he's going to continue where his predecessor stopped. So now he himself did not even submit himself to the Code of Conduct Scrutiny. Up to now, we don't know what Tinubu has and those that is owing.
All right, let's see who is here. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, you're welcome. Your name and your location, please.
Okay, good morning. My name is Johnson.
All right, you're welcome. Go ahead.
Okay. Gentlemen, I just want to advise all Nigerians to mellow down their hope. If anybody is hoping on Bola Tinubu's government to do anything positive in this country, we should just mellow down our hope and put it in God. You can see that this man has recycled all the criminals in Nigeria. He has recycled all of them. If we are expecting anything, I don't know. Let us just face and do our, little ones we can be able to do as Nigerians. Do our business. I just pray to God that He will not crumble all our businesses before He lifts up His whenever He's going to go. So the recycling of ministers, there's nothing enthusiastic about it. The simple people that have been there that will not offer us anything, He has recycled them. Other matter people we are in hands of God.
Thank you. Thank you for your contribution. Thank you so much. And now let's run with the Punch newspapers next in our lineup. Let's see stories making their headlines in front of the Punch newspaper. Uncover CBN, NNPCL mess. Economist group tells Tinubu's special investigator. With riders there, Tinubu appoints Obaze special investigator, EFCC, police others to join probe. Investigators to go after ex-Buhari appointees, private individuals hiding government funds. We also have other stories. NLC insists on Wednesday strike, mobilizes workers. Kanu returns to DSS custody after checkups by personal doctors. 15 ministerial nominees submit credentials ahead of screening. And Niger group coup plotters dismiss ECOWAS threat. Bazoum reinstatement. Over 2,000 Nigerian girls stranded in Mali. That's coming from NAPTIP. Operation Flush 88 robbery suspects arrested in Lagos. Clampdown continues. NDLEA naps Lagos nightclubs drug suppliers. Government wants operators. All right, Uzo.
Yes, two things that were there. Uncover NNPC and
CBN mess.
Okay, what do you call it? Mess. Fine and good. You see, he who goes with equity goes with clean hand. Okay? Remember that some time ago, the DSS came up and said that they did not invade EFCC to, took away Tinubu case file in EFCC. They deny it. They didn't do something like that. So, which means he has even a case file over there. Let him own be investigated and uncovered first. Then now you see that you are transparent. Then you go after others. Yes, I believe in going after others. Fine and good. Let us uncover everything, including governors that were giving bailout fund. Okay, let them come and tell us what they use the bailout fund to do. First of all, Kayamu, who was giving about 74 billion to share to 777 local governments.
And I wonder, I've been asking this question over time. What NATE is actually doing?
I want to ask that one that was shared 774 local governments in Nigeria. Is local government get anyone? Are you not part of local government? Is anybody from your family, from your community, get any share from that money? Do you know how it goes? You went into thin air, and that man is walking freely in the street. Okay, what of somebody that is brandishing AK-47? I started the Kubo. Okay, now showing that threatening even the state governor. What can't you go after him? This is we're talking about failing non-state actors. Okay, it's happening, and you're telling me that in the Ghana that have been in the DSS custody, what right do you have to even holding him there after I have warned you in 5 competent court of jurisdiction, okay, for you to release him? You didn't do that. Yes, Simon Ekpa is trying to fuel crisis in the Southeast by people that are believing on him, trying to act under that particular thing and destroying the economy of the Southeast. We don't want to buy that idea, okay? We will now come out and do our own business. But the genesis of everything is that this man stand trial before the court and he was discharged, acquitted. Why can't the federal government release him? Because we don't have rule of law in Nigeria. We're talking about something that is causing the action, not even the action himself. This man is free. Now you take him to a medical doctor and bring him back to the state CID. Okay, you know what happened? Sorry, the DSS. You know what happened in the court when Emefiele was granted bail? Okay, and there is a fist cup between the DSS and the prison officials. You see, who will take him, who will not take him. Court has granted him, remand him in prison custody. He's not supposed to be under your hand. If you want to take him back again, you can bring a fresh court order for it to extend his detention. But you don't bring it there because if you want to apply rule of force. In two things, there's what you call rule of law and rule of force. Okay, rule of force, first of all, as per rule of force, it is by time that the rule of law was violated and apply force. Then the rule of law has been taking place. By granting him bail, you are holding him there. So corruption and the people that are chasing people on personal vendetta, trying to bring some people into political patronage by giving the ministers and followers appointment. This is what we're having. And by the time you do that, you have what we call what you call political corruption and not democratic corruption.
All right, quickly, I don't know how we see this. Niger coup plotters dismiss ECOWAS threat and Bazoum reinstatement. I don't know the implication of this.
Okay, so I was listening to an analysis, really. And I think Nigeria really needs to tread with caution.
Especially when our president is the head of ECOWAS. The
chairman of ECOWAS. And then beyond Nigeria treading with caution, I think Africa generally, now specifically ECOWAS itself, they need to tread with caution. What I'm seeing here is the West trying to extend their muzzle flexing to Africa. Of course, we know what is happening between America, NATO, Ukraine, Russia war. What we are seeing now is things coming down into Africa. Let's not forget that France is backing Russia, is backing Ukraine in this whole thing. And France is in charge. France still has a major stake in Niger. Now, what we see now is Nigerians trying to, of course, who don't know who gave them that power, trying to dismiss France away from their country. Coupled with the insecurity that they have been suffering, coupled with the hunger, coupled with maladministration that is happening in the country. And the people feel, even though many persons have always argued that coup is not, it should not be entertained, but people feel that, I mean, these people have done a lot. We cannot be saying we are doing democracy, and we cannot even assess the dividends of democracy.
Let's look at human face. You know, when people are crying that we are being strangled, you know, somebody that is drowning will always be struggling to free himself or herself.
The way I see this whole thing.
Don't you think that is exactly what is happening across African nations today? And
you know, when someone is drowning, they can really hold on to anything that they see, and that is why.
Or when you're pushing someone to the wall.
And that is why when somebody is drowning, you are going to save that person. Be careful yourself, because the person might even hold you and make you, both of you will get drowned if you are not experienced, and even if you don't try to manage it in an experienced way. Now, the question is, the Nigerians, that's the people of Niger, they are very, very, in quote, comfortable with what is happening. What should Nigeria be doing now? So I'm thinking we should be going more of the route of diplomacy, more of trying to go into dialogue with them than sending troops that place. Because Niger, as we speak, is only the border that is dividing Nigeria from North Africa. And we know North Africa for a long time have been battling with non-state actors that have been in charge of the government, the likes of Libya. So once Niger is destabilized, we wonder what would happen in the whole of West Africa. So we have to really treat this with care and not making noise or trying to send the military to Niger, because the citizens themselves are happy of what is happening. So we are seeing people now, the citizens themselves, who would also even come out to defend their government. And how would Nigeria handle that? How would ECOWAS handle that? So we really have to be very, very careful. And I know that is what the coupists, that's what they're banking on. When they're telling you, stay out of it, that is exactly what they mean. So what I think that Africans should really do is, let us forget the policies of the West. Let us come back and arrange Africa as a whole. For crying out loud, you cannot say we Africans are good. Where you cannot, before you go to any other country, you have to struggle, even both dehumanization, border closure. Yet we are saying Africa is one.
Okay, let's quickly. Okay.
He said, you see, the threats by ECOWAS to Niger, as my colleague has said here, is just a map off, because you can't invade somebody's sovereignty. Okay, you can't go there and tell them that you have to ransack you and take this man back. You don't do that. Okay, because what inevitable live is beyond inevitable live itself. You see, it is people that of that particular country, okay, will now change the system. Okay, not even you coming there to influence them. Yes, Nigeria was colonized by French, and we know that all these French interests in Africa. Look at what happened in Sudan. Okay, look at what's happening even in Niger. Look at what happened in Mali. Look at what happened in Burkina Faso. All these French colonies are having problems. So the cause of that particular problem is what we are going to deal with, because even ECOWAS have said they have set anti-coup commission. Anti-coup commission. Why do you want to set anti-coup commission? So that you're not going to be thrown out. You continue to stay in the power. After 8 years, you renew the constitution to give you another more 8 years. After that, you renew. Africans have been there in the power. It's not been happening in an advanced country.
All right, let's run through the rest of the papers for want of time before we wrap up the show. The Daily Independent newspaper, we look at that. We look at the Tribune and, of course, the Nation. That's the papers remaining. The Daily Independent, there's little CBN can do to tame supply-induced inflation. We tried the EIUC CBN-controlled exchange rate coming back soon. And ECOWAS threatens military intervention in Niger Republic. We've seen that. Now let's see the Guardian newspaper. Let's see stories in front of the Guardian newspaper. Economy, rule of law, foreign policy, security, top agenda for nominees. We have unemployment concerns as 7 firms lose 624 billion naira to naira depreciation. NLC mobilizes mid civil society ahead of Wednesday strike action. All right, quickly, the Nigerian Tribune. Let's see stories in front of the Nigerian Tribune. Tinubu orders probe of CBN. Okay, other stories in front of that paper says, Obey appeal court, dismiss PDP's petition, Sani tells a tribunal. Judgment in Enugu Guba favors Kaduna governor. Rising cost of living, UBA improves staff welfare. We are set for screening of ministers coming from Senate. Now, the last paper, but not the least, the Nation newspaper. ECOWAS threatens military action against Niger junta. Tinubu Diroke, we've seen that. Let's quickly look at the UBA, reviewing the welfare of workers. I think there's this other bank that increased the staff welfare to 100%, Zenith Bank. They did the same. So I don't know. What do we say to these people and other people that are yet to, do something for their workers, even government workers also?
Well, when we talk about the issue of having a kind of setting or discrepancy between public sector economy and private sector economy, okay? So when you come to private sector economy, you see, is difficult but not impossible, okay, to increase staff welfare. Because most of them are personally after their own profit or interest, okay? They don't want to know what other people are going. When they give you that particular, what you call it, salary structure, you continue on that, except to go for promotion. That's what it is. Except to go for promotion.
For private?
Yes, unless if they promote you to another level, then salary increase. Okay, it's not that where you are that the factor, okay, of price and demand of commodity will affect the private sector to increase the salary of the workers, because what is there 2 years ago is not the same thing as now. Even last year, okay, even last April, you see, this 2 months is worse because fuel is 200 naira 185. Okay, now it's 600 and something naira. So it times 3. So it's going to tell the private sector that they're going to look after their staff welfare to increase it. Not just about public sector, because there's no way they can even increase it. Minimum wage, they say they're going to pay 30,000 naira minimum wage. Are they paying it?
And what happened to the workers?
That's something, 30,000 minimum wage, okay? But in Spain, okay, minimum wage is 157,000 naira. In US, it's about 400 something thousand. Okay, in Nigeria here, 30,000 they cannot pay, but they continue to do what? To read themselves. Let us cut the cost of governance. All these people that are in the National Assembly should come down and become a part-time work.
All right, quickly, Ololo, before we go.
So many of the newspapers that you have mentioned here have talked about the current president giving some persons marching order to probe the CBN. My interest in this is Nigeria were always good at probing. But the question is, would the outcome of that probing be made public? let them not go and start probing and
will,
find out some things
indicted,
and find out some things and then begin to hide it. Like the answers, many we are still crying. The panel was more like to probe what happened. It has. We are still crying that let us have a detailed report. What they just did was to give you front cover, middle cover, back cover report. We want a detailed report. I mean, these are public issues, and whoever that is interested
that concerns the common man
to these things should have access to them. So, beyond probing, if the former president is indicted, Nigerians want to know. If the former or the suspended CBN governor is indicted, we want to know. We want to know what is really happening in the country. It is only when we begin to have a feel of this situation that we can say, wow, Nigeria is really beginning to change. If not, we are still where we are.
All right, we don't want to remain where we are. Let something be done. When policies are made, one thing is making policies, another thing is its implementation. We want a better Nigeria. This is our country. We have no other than this. And actually, this is where we wrap up the show. The press review this morning. Would like to appreciate you so much, in no small measure, Uzo Ekemeze, for being here. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me, Nigerian. When you probe, then you rope. Not when you probe without roping, because many people will faint before the probe panel, and they will not do not rope them again.
All right, thank you so much, Samuel, for being here this morning.
Thank you very much for having me. Danabra, a happy new week to us all. We pray for a successful week.
All right, thank you so much for being a part of the show. My name is Nonye Nwokoye, and we are saying happy birthday to Her Excellency, Mrs. Nonye Saludo. More coming up on Good Morning Anambra Show. Do stay.